Hey, welcome to this Field of Glory Empires gameplay video. If you love the history of the ancient Mediterranean, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Hey, welcome. It's time to play some Field of Glory Empires. This will be the first video I try for this game. I'm not sure that I'm going to do a real serious series on it. I mean, this scenario we're going to do today is kind of a demo introductory thing, and it's fairly brief. A 500 turn campaign, I don't know. I'm not sure how to do this where I can keep someone's attention for that much time. Who knows? Maybe you can. Maybe I'll do it. The truth is, I'm not that good at it yet. There's still a lot of stuff here I don't know, but I'm doing this because I have some friends at a Facebook page, which will be linked below, by the way. Computer War Games Tactical Strategic at Facebook. Check it out if you're not a member already. It's worth a look. And for you guys, we're gonna do this today and kind of get a feel for how the game plays. So here we are in the splash screen, and in fact, I'm thinking right now that the sound may be just a little bit too much. Let's jump into the settings. And did that kill it? That may be the lowest possible music settings. Well, you can see there's all kinds of things in here that are kind of cool. Your resolution window type, enabling fog of war. These are nice if you want to make things a little bit easier. Key mappings, I don't much use this, although Control F might be useful. And then these different visual effects. Unlock map rotation is something I haven't tried yet, but we're going to give that a try today. And there's tips, which is kind of sweet, and tutorials and facts, which is something you see splashed as you open a game. So there you go. So what do you say we jump right in to the Pyrrhus scenario? We're going to leave it on experience difficulty. A short scenario focused on military operations. Having subdued the Samnites a few years ago and then beaten Etruria and the Senones in 283 BCE, Rome is poised to take control of Italy. Only Tarentum and their newfound ally, the Pyrrhus of Epirus, stand in the way. We are now in 281 BCE. The upcoming war will decide the fate of the peninsula. The scenario will end after 15 turns or immediately if Rome or Tarentum are conquered by the other side. So we're going to jump in here right now, but just before we do, hey, if you've been listening to me rattle on here endlessly for the last 2.5 minutes or so and you're still hanging on and you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when I post another video, like and share. That helps the channel a lot. Just click that like button. I mean, unless you're just angry at me or something. And if you are, hey, leave me a comment. Tell me what I can do to earn your subscription or why I've made you really happy or, really irritated you. Let me know. Okay, let's get in here. Now, there's another thing I wanted to point out, that this is military oriented. There's a very deep trade and economy game that, even though I was in the beta, I still haven't got my brain completely wrapped around, but I'm going to recommend a Steam guide called Grognerd's Guide to Structures, Trade, Goods, and Economy. I will link that in the description. I've been studying that for the last couple of days. It makes my brain hurt. It's a wonderful bit of work, and it will, I know, improve my gameplay something fierce. So if you're at all interested, check it out. Link in the description below. I think I said that already, didn't I? Okay, so here's the limited area that we're playing in. I find the game attractive. The graphics are more than utilitarian. Perhaps not, well, certainly not up to the standard of Paradox's Imperator Rome offering. But the truth is, I bought that game and played it for about 30 minutes and haven't gone back. Now, I'm not dumping on the game. It just didn't grab me. This one got my attention. I will go back and play some Imperial to Rome. Typical Paradox release, I suspect it will get a lot better and a lot more interesting as time goes on, as patches and DLCs come out. That irritates some people, but me, I think that's kind of cool. All right, let's get in here. Now, this is part of the deal here. You're going to see this AI operation every time. This is turn-based. If they're doing what they used to do, and I don't think this is kind of pointless, but they're probably building big script files for the AI to play with. I don't know. This is the most accessible Aegeid game I got, and I own almost everything. So you can pause here, read all this. I'm going to just go ahead and jump in. I just want to demo. This isn't going to be even an attempt at anything terribly thorough. Now, here's the screen. There's all kinds of good stuff you can play with. You can see all your different messaging that you can have down here. I usually keep this closed. We may open it up once or twice. Different map modes, ownership, population, supply, combat strength. Ooh, it looks good there, doesn't it? Loyalty, movement. That's kind of nice. That's a little bit confusing, but basically, it's 2 action points to move through here, 6 here, mountainous, 3 there, and there are, let's see, I don't remember where I can find what the asterisks mean. Again, this isn't meant to be a completely, heck, I can't possibly tell you everything. I haven't figured it all out. Political overlay. This is a very useful overlay. The province overlay. Building provinces out of regions is very important. You get, I think, some decadence advantages, and you get a province-specific unit. Once you get, I think, more than either 50% or more than 50%. I think it's 50% of the provinces, regions in a province. So here's a province of Italia Inferior. If you could get, I believe, these 3, or it may take 4. Let's say 4. Then you can form the province and get those advantages. Right now, Rome has Italia Superior and 2 provinces of Italia Inferior. Got an army sitting right here. It is far too small. We're going to have to buy a bunch of stuff to get going. It has a leader. You can click on that and find other leaders. Leaders have characteristics. Decretius has an offensive rating of 1, a defensive rating of 1. His health is excellent. His age is 27, and he's a wilderness expert. So stack supply usage lessened by 1, conditional to terrain. Movement bonus +1, active only in forest, rough, and mountainous. So that might not be a bad guy to be campaigning up in central Italy, down the spine of Italy. The guy we have right now is an offensive rating of 2, a defensive rating of 1. If you change him, you have a turn, which is a year, where I believe each one of these guys loses an experience level. So until the army kind of gets used to him, you actually have a disadvantage. Right now, these guys don't have any experience. There'll be little stars on them if they'd 8 for each level of experience. What else? There's our objective, Tarentum. Believe me, we're not going there anytime soon. We're going to have it out with the bad guys. They will come. My experience is they will attack Campania and then attack Rome. Sometimes, if they get beat up real bad in the fight for Campania, then they may fall back. That's good for the Romans, believe me, because I lose half or more of the battles here. No matter what I do, it's not an easy scenario. It's not a gimme. Win or lose really isn't the important part in this scenario. It's figuring out how to do things. So let's start doing some things. We click on him. We see we have 3 legions, 3 ally heavy infantry. Now these guys are real important. Let's see if I can get the. Okay, you can see that they have combat power 12. The ally have a combat power of 5. Units have hits and effectiveness, and they will lose hits and effectiveness in battle. Once they lose all their hits, they're gone, which is expensive. So if we hit control, we can see heavy infantry combat power, attack 6, defense 5, hits 3, effectiveness 2 out of 2, experience level 0. They've got 5 experience points, and then probably that means there's a building in Latium, a training building. We'll look. Ranged attack 6, ranged defense 5, siege value 2. That's really important. You've got to have troops that are siege specialists in your army, or you got problems. In the big game, not so much here, although we'll see a little of that. Food loose. There goes my tongue again. Food usage 0.6, move 6. Legion, attack penalty 2, defense penalty 2, movement penalty 1, active only in forest, swampy, and mountainous terrain. So these guys aren't nearly as effective in the mountains, forested, swampy, and mountainous terrain. They have engineering and field expertise. If you take a look at the allies, they're not as effective, but they're pretty good compared to a lot of other heavy infantry. But especially they're important. They're besiegers. They're a relatively cheap besieger. The Velites, low power, but they are skirmishers. Good skirmish, extra fatigue, margin of 3 against enemy, and we'll see that in the battle sequence. They're agile. They have an attack bonus of 1, which is only active in forested and rough terrain. Cavalry, combat power 2, attack 2, defense 2, hits 2, effectiveness 2, range defense 3, flanking modifier 3. Width is important. You can have a small elite army in open terrain, and if they are narrow, if they don't have a large width, then they're going to lose units on the flanks to flanking. They're skirmishers, so they have an extra fatigue margin of 2 against the enemy. Light cavalry, they have an extra fatigue margin of 5 against the enemy. They're superior skirmishers. All the high movement, you can see you could build armies out of different units for different purposes. I'm a little lazy. I'm going to drag the legions everywhere and just gut it. And if I have to, I'll just build more of the damn things and go stomp on them, which unfortunately in this scenario we don't have a lot of options for. So anyway, that's what our army looks like. There's our leader. Let's jump into the region display, or actually in this case it is the I've gone stupid here. The province display, shows us all the regions that are available. Right now, Etruria and Arnis are owned by the Etruscans, so they're not part of our empire. Boy, I need the cough button here. There we go. I feel much better. Don't look any better, but you guys don't have to suffer with that. This shows us how the population is dispersed. 3 guys in food production, 3 guys in infrastructure, and nothing else. And if you go in to, let's say, Latium, you can see that it is the main capital of Rome. This tells us that it's plains, open terrain, movement cost of 2, terrain defense 12, frontage 12. Real important. You need, if you're going to be successful in battle here, you need to have enough units to fill that frontage or you get flanked. There you can see adjacent, you've got Etruria is plains, Tiberius is hill. Now here's something I've never really paid close attention to. I'm just now seeing. That's awesome. You've got a river crossing into Umbria. You've got a river crossing into Aternus and a river crossing into Campania. Wow. I've been playing. I've got, I don't know how many hours in this since I was in the beta, and I never saw that before. The game's deep. There's a lot going on. And then Sinus Etricus, which would be the water area here. How did I do that? Hey, here we go. Got it. Here it tells us the defensiveness is 64. I'm not going to get deeply into that. Wall level's 3. Got pretty substantial walls in Rome. Garrison units 16. Garrison combat power 34. So defensiveness is a global rating to assess how a city can fend off assaults, but it's not actually used in battle. 25 is average. 50 is very good. More than 75 is very impressive. Garrisons are mustered automatically when the city or fort is besieged. Most of the time, launching assault without the wall being fully breached is very costly. All right, decadence. That's not what this scenario is about, but more is bad. Okay, you start playing the campaign, you'll figure that out. Loyalty, again, not really going to affect this scenario. Play the big campaign, you get worried about it. Building slots, not what this is about. We're going to play with it a little bit just to do it, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time at that. So let's go ahead and first we take a look. I think the important thing to know, another important thing to know, is that each scenario starts off with variables. You won't get the same generals every time. You won't get the same buildings in these regions every time. You won't have the same ability to build things every time. So I played this scenario and I was able to build in one turn a significantly, not huge, but significantly larger army in one than the other. Usually I lost the ones where I couldn't build enough units. That's kind of fun. Real quick, we've got 1,200 gold and we've got a net positive of 42. We've got 700 manpower and a net positive of 44. This gives us our ledger with a lot of cool things that'll become very important in the campaign right now. It just tells us where we have places we can build our units. We have a metal production, which is very important, and the most important thing in the campaign, well, not the most, but the part that basically drives whether you win or not, legacy production. We won't get into that here. All I do is babble for even longer and not get anywhere going. Let's build some armies. Now, available units. We have Italian foot. That's provincial unit. Oops, don't want to do that. I'm going to click on him and see that he has an attack of 3, defense of 3. He's a provincial unit. He's a besieger. He costs 20 manpower, 38 money, 5 metal, and 20 equipment. And because it's a provincial unit, money costs increase with each active unit of its type by 25%. Upkeep, money 8, manpower 4. Here's what we're looking for. These guys are expensive. Money 15, manpower 4, metal 5. Metal 5 for upkeep. But it's 151 money, 20 manpower, 12 metal, 50 equipment. So we take a look at the region and we have 85 equipment available. Let's see here. Did it tell us an equipment? We have 162. No, that's not the stockpile. Where is it? There is nothing in the stockpile. So we only have what the regions have. Again, this varies. There's a lot going on here. I'm just curious. Right click gets rid of that. Let's see how many regions. I can build 3 legions in short order. Now, I'm not sure what that will leave me to build other units. See, I've run out of the ability to build light units. I think maybe we'll build 2 legions and 2 each. Ooh, here's something that doesn't always happen. Cavalry is not always available because you don't always have a stables. Somewhere in the region there's a stables, so we can build cavalry. Now, you can see it spent a bunch of money. We've got these guys lined up. And the question is, do I want to build an additional legion? And it's 12 combat power as opposed to, well, that was interesting. I've never seen it do that before. As opposed to these velites in classical Latin, I think that'd be velites, and they're 2. Or This light cav unit, 1. We're going to leave it like it is. I'm not really worried about winning as much as demonstrating. Let's just go ahead and leave that build. That will give us 5 legions, 3 ally, 5 elites, 3 cavalry, and one more light cavalry. We'll have an additional 6 units, which will bring us up to, this should tell us right here, right? We've got 13 units now. That'll take us up to 19. Okay, now what do we do in the regions? We build buildings. So let's take a look at Latium, our home. This is how long it takes to build. That will be 1 turn. We can get a gambling ring. We'll get 4 money and a 0.25 increase in decadence. Don't care about decadence now, not in this little scenario. You will in the campaign. This wood cutting brings 3 infrastructure and 3 money. Infrastructure is what you use to build things. So right now we've got a net positive 21. That would increase that. All this is dependent on trade. See, here's a good example. Oops, don't want to build a salt house. Needs salt, trading required. You see this? And you see this big hit? Now this is where the details of trading get really serious, and you can read in Grognerd's Guide to Structures, Trade, Goods, and Economy how all this works. Me, I've kind of just watched this stuff. Every time you build, or almost every time you build, you have an infrastructure cost. That's fine. And you have the benefit. But if it requires trade, and by that I mean trade that's not immediately available, you got a trade range. I get too deep into this. I don't get too much into it. This is a big indicator that that's a bad thing to build. That money hit is tough. You're not ready. You don't have immediately at hand what's needed. The salt. Oops, I keep doing that. That shepherd's house will bring 5 food. A tannery brings in 7 money. It needs cattle. Trading required, can be imported from Venetia, Picenum, Alphitus, and Herae. So that's kind of cool. That means it's within its trade range. So we'll actually make money and we'll produce leather. So I think it's either that or city guard. Nope. Money's going to be really important. Let's pop that. Well, we'll just start at the top. Eternus. The street parlor, money and culture with a bonus of 5 money and 5 culture from Pyrrhus. We're not going to have papyrus anytime soon. Ooh, furnaces. That's nice. Coal is missing. I thought it's just random. Last time I played, coal was actually available. Trade details. Missing trade items, flax and olive oil. Missing bonus trade items. There is a trade display over. That's food, relationships, legacy. Okay, last time I played there was coal, I believe, in Umbria. I don't see coal anywhere. All right, you can get deeply into this. We're not going to. Money is important, metal is important in this short-term game. We've already got stables, don't need it. We're going to pop a furnace there. Clanus. There's some other things we need to look at here. Ooh, I love blacksmiths. Look at that. 5 infrastructure, 5 money. Yeah, we're going to build that there. And back here, 1 open slot. Click. That's another thing to keep track of. This guy's got 7 out of 8 slots, and you can only have as many buildings as you have population. So keeping your food production up, where it says right here, population growth in 6 turns, is important. Ethnicity is also important. We're not going to struggle with this now. This is part of the campaign game. Also over here you have all sorts of things that'll show up that tell you what's going on in the province. Not going to worry about that too much. He can build an anchorage. That's money 5, and it happens right away. Anchorages are cool. And Tiberius, the mountains right there. They have figs and horses. Now, crafter districts are cool. There are certain types of buildings that actually do not use slots, and I think it's like there might be. They're different tiers. We're not going to get deeply into that either. Different tiers of buildings here. These are tier 1 buildings. I think every type of building, the commerce buildings, the infrastructure building, the food buildings, and the culture buildings, each have, at least at tier 1, a 0 slot building. I think the monument is a 0 slot building. Yes, it's a 0 slot building. I think they may be at every tier. And I think you have to get 3, I think that's right, 3 tier 1s to open up the possibility of getting a tier 2. That's another thing. These are like cards. All right, there's a deck. This is going to change randomly. You don't have any control over it. You can say, I'm not happy, shuffle the proposals. That'd take 2 turns and get a new selection. You will do that in the mid and late game. Here, we just want some money. We're going for, well, 4 turns. Won't matter. The game may not last 4 turns. Let's select that. Now, let's go to the ledger, because these are not part of a province. We need to select them individually. I just like to do that in the ledger. Umbria, 4 slots. Got furnaces, tempting, but it's 3 turns away. Herbalist, health and manpower. I don't think that'll matter. This just doesn't matter much, guys. This game is going to be played with the toys we have for the most part. Again, 8 turns. Herbalist 2 turns might affect the game. That's a really important thing. If this was a campaign game, I'd build that right now. That's a fundamental. You can see that it can be improved to regional roads. All of these things typically have follow-up structures. You can see that the anchorage, copperworks, bronzeworks, blacksmith, garum shop, blah blah blah. All these can be upgraded to harbor. Very complex, a lot going on. Anchorage is the one we'll get here soonest. Now, the other thing to look at real quick. Your population can be moved around. See, I just moved an italic citizen down into commerce. There are slaves. The little bar under here, yellow and green, are their loyalty. So you can see unrest 3, unrest 2. Let's find us a slave. Don't got any slaves. We gotta go get some slaves. Slaves have a high unrest. Now you can go in here and piddle with these guys and fine-tune it. Just play with it. Or you can, and I don't recommend this as a general rule, but you can just come in here and say, I wanted to emphasize making money, which I do. So it rearranged it. Now also you can turn over a building and say, hey, I want you to focus on infrastructure buildings. I want you to focus on commerce. I'm not going to automate that. I'm going to leave it down here to deactivate automated buildings. All right, there's a lot I haven't talked about, and I still haven't got the first 30 minutes in, and I haven't got the first thing going. But we still have things to look at. Progress and decadence. This ratio is real important. I'm not going to get into it. We've got a +3 legacy rating right now. We need that. That needs to keep going. It won't matter in this game. We have objectives. That region, Eryx at Carthage, Padus in Celtici, and Apulia and Tarentum. That's the one that gets us a win. You can go into your nation traits. I love this. It's just great. But right now we've got decisions, and these are actually important. Gather food from the land. We're not going to play with that. Develop infrastructures. Don't want to spend that money. Merchants. Croesus legacy. Buy metal from merchants. We don't need it. This is important. We're going to need some ships. But typically these guys are going to show up in Campania, and I don't think we're going to have Campania next turn. So we're going to wait. If we can recapture Campania, we'll come in. If we have the money, we'll seize light ships and medium ships, pay an indemnity to keep people from being pissed off, and off we'll go. In the meantime, I say hit the button. Let's rock. So it's going to process the turn, and sure as heck, Pyrrhus shows up with 22 units, a 2-1 leader, combat power 90, taking on our garrison here. I suspect they will beat them like red-headed stepchildren. Now you can export the battle to Field of Glory 2, which we won't do today. You can view the battle in-game. You can view a report, which will just show you the end result, or you can just skip the whole thing. When you're playing a big game, and especially when you have allies, it'll be telling you things about battles all over the place you don't care about. You might glance at the report, or you might skip it. In this case, we'll view a battle. Okay, you can see they've decided to assault. Here are our urban militia. This is going to be a slaughter. You can have this step through one at a time by unclicking continuous play. Start the battle, range phase. Well, that was noisy. Maybe I should turn that down a little bit. This is real important. Exhausted means that they have taken a bunch of effectiveness hits. It means they're going to be a lot easier to beat. Let's go. In fact, I'm going to turn it, well, let's just go. Now, over here you can see what's going on. We've got this phalanx attacking this urban, what's an ally. He has a 7 combat rating. He's -3 for unmaneuverable, +1 for a support bonus, which has to do with guys in the vicinity, I believe. 3 strong, 1 regular. He also should get bonuses from this guy, the 2 attack bonus, which will happen here. 5 total rating. He's got a 4 minimum roll. And here we got a 4 combat rating, 1 support bonus, a 3 terrain defense. So it looks like they are assaulting without a breach. So he's got an 8 total rating to start with, a 3 minimum roll. Fresh and regular gives him the 3 minimum roll. Here are the base numbers. Now it's going to roll dice. He's going to get to roll 3 dice and take the best of them. We get to roll 1 die. That ought to be interesting. They did very well. They rolled an 8 plus 5 to 13. We rolled a 5 plus 8 to 13. We each took an effectiveness and a hit. Effectiveness hit and a hit. hit. And we stand. And again, 6 total rating for that phalanx, 4 minimum roll. 5 total rating here, 1 minimum roll because he's exhausted. He's gonna get slaughtered. Yeah, slaughtered. And here we see that we total out 5 and 7. If he doesn't roll real well, we may stand. Oh, we'll stand. And he skirmished away, which means he didn't take. He took an effectiveness hit, I believe, but he didn't take. That's right. He took an effectiveness. The skirmish prevented him from taking a hit. He took an effectiveness hit. So that's how this works. You can see it lining up. They will stand. That's not very encouraging. 5 and 5. It's not. 5 and 5. Oh, did very well. I still suspect that means we lose this battle. Yep, here they come. They won the battle. Then we get this nice display that shows you the condition of the remaining units. That's bad. That's not good. These guys are dead. These guys got tired. They've taken a hit, an effectiveness hit. This army did pretty well for we were assaulting walls. And Campania is theirs. Not going to get into this too deeply. Now, we're standing here with a 95. I wish we had a 2 rating defense rating leader. We don't. We're just going to have to live with this guy. And then we get these really nice call-outs. So acting as the barbarians they are, Epirus conquered our region. The Optimates part has been weakened as objective region companion has fallen in enemy hands and lost their own, so we get a -1 progress token. I'm not going to talk about progress tokens here. That's in the big campaign. The Optimates are losing support, but we still have them. They have a good military, which is nice. Leader force pool. You see how much stuff there is here? It's crazy. So much stuff. Decisions this turn. Develop infrastructures. We're not going to do any of that. And because we lost Campania, we can't seize commerce light ships or any. We just can't seize ships. Gladium is unrest against Rome. So down to 51% loyalty, but the revolt risk is still 0. There it is. In unrest, in turmoil might soon revolt if loyalty is low unless drastic measures are taken to restore loyalty. Stationing an army here can help. Well, we got an army here. Now the question is, are these guys going to come on? Or are they going to stand and rest? I suspect they're going to come on, but I don't know. We still got plenty of money. We've got no decisions that we're going to take. It cost too much, and they don't. They affect loyalty. Using this option, reason to get 5. That's kind of cool. You get a lot of infrastructure per, and it only costs 275, but we've only got 944. I'd rather spend my money on guys. Take a look at the ledger. Everybody's still building. We don't have to do anything there. Now, we may or may not get to bring anybody else in. It just might not matter. We need to build some more stuff, though. You got 3 ally. Be nice to have some more light cavalry, more ally. Let's go in here to our unit queue and just see what we can do. Oh, we can have 3 legions in the next turn. Can we have... Yeah, we can have 2 legions and an ally. We can just go for the legions, which I think is probably wise. And... oh, we can even have 2 light cavalry. Can we build anything else? Yes, light infantry. Just might as well spend the money, because if we lose Rome, and I'm not even certain 2 turns, that's may not matter. 2 turns, that may not matter. What can I lose and still build? Nope, can't build. Let's do that. 2 legions, light cavalry, 2 velites, or is it velites, and yeah, that's Latium is in unrest. Fine. I don't think there's anything else we can do this round. This is where we find out whether we win or lose, and whether we actually get these guys before they attack us. Let's go. Ooh, we got them. So we went to 124 to their 82. So they're attacking us with a combat power of 82, 22 units. We have 124 with 24 units. That sounds good, but they've got an advantage here. This guy is good. I think that's a tactician. So he gets even more bonuses. He's got a 2 to our 1. You know, I don't know. We're going to go find out. This time we'll just do continuous play and watch the battle rock. Advantage us in this one. Not so good here though. We're hanging on. If we can hang on to this flank, we might beat them on the other. Oh yes, we got that. We won. How about that? Outstanding. Now, but our army is tired. Half our hits, 0 effectiveness. But his army got beat up. I'm for that. I know one thing else I'm for. I did not set this game up where I can edit the sounds after the fact, so those are going to be really loud. My apologies, I should have thought of that. Alright, let's get that under control. Okay. Our nation has started regressing. There. I don't care. This is a military scenario. It'll matter if we were playing the campaign. None of that matters. We'll just rock on from there. And I can see. Yep, don't care who's texting me. We've got some money, not a lot, but at least it's positive. Got plenty of peoples. We got plenty of metal. Decisions don't matter. We need to go take Campania back. He's got a tiny army here that's beat up, but here's the thing. I don't want to drag all these beat down units in there. They're likely to get hurt or killed in a battle no matter what. So let's show you what else we can do. We can just come in here and select these guys. Select him. Everybody there is good. Everybody there is good. Split that army. Tell him to garrison Rome. We'll move ahead with a weakened army, but still a much superior one. And then move into Campania. Now the movement thing is kind of interesting. You can see where that arrow is pointing. If I click now, they will move into Campania. If I change my mind, select him. I can also choose to go into that structure, which I don't want to do. Or I can choose to pursue that army, which click on its banner, and you can see that little red-headed arrow. That means it's going to pursue that army. If he comes down there and that army runs, we'll go after him. Today, I want to take Campania back. So I'll click on that, click there. Click on the banner, click there. Let's take a quick look through here. We're still building things, and that's because I played with the... Click on the province, jump back into the province control and say, you know what, I want you to go back to balancing. No, balancing. I want you to go back to infrastructure, and we ought to build some stuff quicker. Or I could go in and just play with each one of these guys. Like Latium right now is building all kinds of stuff, which is good because of the needs for equipment. I'm going to leave it alone. This is not what this is about. I just wanted you to see it. Did I look at this already? Yes. That's fine. We're running out of money. It might be, well, none of that stuff matters, and building and money is just not that, is more important. We're going to go back in here, reduce that problem, maybe jump into Latium, move some slaves around. Not slaves, these are italic citizens. Ooh, don't like them going to the 0. You want unrest? Don't feed them. That could have been a problem. Let's do that. We can piddle around all you want. Trying to see, we're not even maintaining there. Get positive. Get rid of that culture, get positive there. Again, this is just demonstrating. If I click on this guy and click there, it tells me moving those two. If I click on one, I'll bring one. If I click on the second one, I get both of them. Give me plus 11 there. I can say, I don't want that there. I want him there. Or I don't want them there. Or I want them there, but I don't. That's how that's managed. This is tolerable right now. Let's go get Campania. Not trying to demonstrate smart movement there. Or not movement, but smart management. Just showing you how it's done. Now these guys, they're low combat power, but there's a lot of them. Good thing we have more than them. Let's view the battle. See all those exhausted? They were already beat up. We ought to just tear them up. This is why I left those other units behind. I didn't want them on the battlefield to get slaughtered like that mercenary infantry just did. My skirmishers still died. Yeah, but we got those guys. And the regulars go down. They evaded. They died. We're slaughtered. Ouch, that's going to hurt. We're paying a price, but we're winning. Oh, that was unfortunately expensive, but we slaughtered them. So outstanding. Let's get out of that trade. Now, we took the province without having to... They don't have a garrison, so we've taken the province. That's good. Our army is tarred. We're going to let them stand a turn. We can build a camp, which costs 150 money. We're not going to do that. We've actually got positive cash flow right now. Nobody is able to take us that we can see. We can stand here and get our act together and it'll be okay. How are these guys looking? They're still tired. We're going to leave them on garrison duty, trying to get them back together. We've got some buildings that have built. 3 open slots and a foetus. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Click on something 15 turns. Fortune teller. That gets money. We'll go with that. You really need to play this looking at the resources that are necessary and the resources that these buildings supply. I'm not doing that today. I'm just blasting through. Lord, 7 turns. It doesn't matter. The game will be over very shortly. Decisions. We want to seize, and we just barely have enough money to do it. Seize. Well, we could do it and pay nothing. We'll take a loyalty penalty, but you know what? I don't think it'll matter. I think the game won't last long enough. So we're going to do it and pay nothing to get us a navy. And we're going to come here. Yep, we've already got them pumping money. We're going to go to Latium and get out of this culture thing and slap some more of these guys into producing money. I say that we need somebody producing food or they're going to be very upset. There we go. Produce money. We're going to produce culture whether we like it or not. Produce money. And that's taken care of. We've done our decisions. They're going to park to let these... Well, I could leave this ally. Quite honestly, I could leave... Given the strength they have, I could leave this guy behind as a garrison and move forward. I could also, for fun, assign... He's a coward. Yeah, I don't think so. Determined. Wilderness expert. That's good for going up in the rough. That's good stuff. Lucretius. Let's give them a leader just in case. It's a tiny little force, but it doesn't hurt anything to do so. And we move on to Lucania, where the Epirites are hiding out in Lucania. We're not going to give them a chance to recover. I don't want to move straight to the city. We can look at this province. Terrain defense 1, frontage 8. Defensive 15, they got wall level 2. So we want to go there and besiege. We'll have to fight the Tarentines when we get there. I can live with that. Let's go. I say I can live with that. That looks pretty mean. Let's view the battle. And you can see the frontage has reduced. Fight. Ooh, this doesn't look good. It's gonna be. Oh, here's where we bump. We bump them hard there. Get him. Yep, good, good. We ought to be able to take this down. And there's a win. Outstanding. Tired us out a little bit. This unit lost some effectiveness, but we slaughtered the Tarentines, and we ought to be besieging those guys now, and we ought to have some ships here shortly. Oh, yeah, we did, but we got them over here on the other end of the world. That's nice. Let's give them a leader. I don't see any specialized naval leaders here, but he gets a movement bonus and a defense bonus for being a strategist. Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy. And we want them to come all the way through here. They will probably have to fight. They will probably run into the Tarentines and maybe even the Epirus. Now, you can see it decided to go this way. You can change that. You can determine how they move. So they come out to here, and I can click here. They'll go there, and I can click there. And then say, now I want you to go here, 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 and here. Now, the reason they went this way is it's quicker. They don't have to go through here. But you can force it. So let's do that, and let's just let them take this fast and easy route without running all up into here. They still take 2 turns to get... Oh, but I put them in the wrong place. Click. 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 Okay, sometimes I'm not very good at clicking. And they should get there, what, 1 turn? 2 turns still. Can't get past it. That's fine, but you need the blockade areas. I was hoping they'd pop up here in Campania, so they would they'd be available immediately. Life is like that. Okay, we can... Herbalist has been built there. We can build that guy. Who cares? Anything else we need to build? No, be sure. Decisions that need to be taken. Corvuses are cool, but we can't do it, and it'd probably be really expensive. An unknown disease has... Okay, Ophidius has gotten beaten down. Again, doesn't matter in this scenario. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, they're nice and healthy. So I want them to go to that army. And that little red arrowhead says they're going to go join the army that's besieging. Here, I can take him and him, split, and send them to join that army. And we'll leave those guys back, and the rest of those guys back at Rome, and we go. Yep, we had a fight with the Epirus. A naval battle. Oh, this is going to be a slaughter. This is where we're going to see that width matters. Range phase. Oh, we got hurt. Same thing. Inconclusive. We took a hit. Inconclusive. They took a hit. Uh-oh, flanking. Bye. Oh, we hurt them bad. Effectiveness and... what's wrong with me? Effectiveness and... I am going brain dead today. Hit and effectiveness. Yeah, there we go. But flanking. Ah, he survived. Pursuit. Got all but one. We won the battle. And they make it to... They get close, but they're not... Well, they actually made it. Oh, cool. So now, you can see the port is blockaded. And this cool little pop-up shows up when you're besieged. It tells you that the attacker has a siege value of 11 and a leadership bonus of 4. The defender has a siege resistance of 3. Unbreached walls, total +6 siege will be quick. And you can see other things that region is besieged and blockaded and has increased farmer labor. We don't care. All right, how are these guys looking? Oh, they are so happy. I want them to join the besieging army. Yep, leader looks good. We're all good there. While besieging Metapontum and Lucania, Rome inflicted a lot of casualties. So you can come here and look and see. Yeah, these guys are tore up. I haven't got a breach, but given their effectiveness and the differential in combat power, I could storm the walls. But I think, yeah, let's storm the walls. What the hell? Not too smart as a general rule. So we'll hit assault. We'll do it anyway. Go. Took the place. Didn't even fight the battle. Okay, now the Celtici have declared war on us. That happens. I don't care. The siege is over. That's cool. So, with the Senones mostly defeated and Senegalica pacified, the veterans from this long and hard campaign are again available, as they did not serve their full terms of full. We have reports, though, that Etruria and remnants of some Senones warbands are agitating again. We believe that Pyrrhus has contacted them, so they will attack us once he is progressing toward Rome. Too late. We're progressing toward Tarentum, but they have popped up and they will attack us. I don't want those guys there. I want them to fall back to the mountains. And I want to build, and I've got units. Let's see, let's take a look at this guy. 2 legions, an ally, a cavalry, and 2 velites. Velites. Father Welsh, my Latin teacher, 1972. Velites. I may not be pronouncing it right, but I'm pretty sure that V is W, despite the fact that I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Okay. 2 legions, an ally. Okay. Let's produce an ally and some skirmishers. Can I produce a legion? Yeah. Big time expense. Cut that down by just producing the legion instead of the ally. And fall back. It won't matter. This is where the game is. We're going after Tarentum. We got some things to build. Who cares? That's a really good building. Oops. But it's of no consequence to this game. And again, it's all going to happen. Doesn't matter. We're about to win. Yes, about to win. And off we go. All right, the big fight in Apulia. Now, this is a tiny little fight. They've got combat power. We're not going to watch that. We're just going to view the report. Yep, we got them. All right, now we're besieging there. We need to blockade, and that's kind of awkward because these guys are hurting for supply, but we're going to go there anyway so we can finish this. They fell back to Tiberius. We're going to join them. I should have given him a leader. Oh, he has a leader, Gallus. Yeah, but I want Lucretius there because he's a wilderness expert. All right. That ought to hold them off while we take care of this business. Any decisions? Nope, don't care. None of them affect anything soon. Let's go. Got a naval fight. Let's view that report. We got beat up, but we won. That's the important part. And they are besieged. Now, we've got a breach. With this gigantic advantage in armies, you can see that there's a navy there. You can capture ships. That's kind of cool. These guys are all beat down. These guys are in good health. And we have a breach. We're assaulting. Oh, look, they built something. Doesn't matter. Select something. New population in Ophitas. We don't care. Yes, we took that. Yes, we did that. Running out of money. Don't care. Let's end this. Oh, big fight. We'll just view the report. Our navy is wore out, but theirs is lost. And we took Tarentum. The Etrusci have declared war. Won't matter. Yep, that's our navy in Tarentum. Siege is over. And there we go, victory. And that's that. 1 hour of me rattling on and on and on, and you see how the military works here. This is a wonderful game. There's so much to learn. It's accessible. Now, I'll admit that there are parts of it that, like the trade, it's a bit hard to grok, and the tools don't, at least for me, give me a good, easy to see overview. You got to work at it. That's fine. I can live with that. I've played more complex games than this, but I love it. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed this little time watching this get played. Don't forget, go to the if you're interested and you're not a member already, go to Facebook Computer Wargames Tactical Strategic, link below. Don't forget Grognerd's Guide to Structures, Trade Goods, and the Economy at Steam, link below. Figure out how to play this, and let's do multiplayer sometime if you have got anything better to do, like living. Hey, I've really enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of Very Young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button, and please share and comment. See you again soon.